Alright, so this year Disney brought us out to check out Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party again, and we had the opportunity to spend a little time and see what it was like to experience a sold-out party. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're going to purchase your tickets with the understanding that prices are going to change as you go later into the season. So your tickets are going to be closer to $95 at the beginning of November, while your prices are going to be a little bit closer to $125 by the time you get to the 21st and the final party in December. What we like to suggest to people is to go ahead and skip doing a day in the park that day and instead go ahead and get your party ticket. Okay, so one of the things that we did, because we noticed that the crowds were so large and a lot of them were going up to the monorail, was we went ahead and took the ferry boat across to the park. You'll want to try something to this effect, just because the ferry boat's going to look like a larger line, but it holds a great deal more people, so it's going to move a little bit quicker. I will say that on a sold-out party night, we took about an hour from our parking space to actually getting to the park gate. The other thing to keep in mind is that when you are going to these parties, you can start arriving at the park as early as 4 o'clock on your party ticket, which gives you 3 hours to go and experience some of the things that aren't necessarily included in the party, but are the things that you may want to do in the park that day.
You get inside the gate, you'll be handed a wristband. Double check, make sure that the wristband's comfortable. This was actually something that we struggled with this year with Bug. Seemed like we were playing a bad game of Goldilocks in the Three Bears. The first bracelet that he put on was too tight, and we started to walk away. Like, I can't handle this. So we doubled back, and they gave him a second one. And actually, that one was so loose, it practically fell off his wrist. This would have created a massive issue throughout the evening, as especially as you get closer to the 6 o'clock hour. Which is when typically the standard Magic Kingdom closing time on party nights is. Cast members really tend to kind of clamp down and push non-party goer guests out. A copy of the map, you guys will want to get this as you enter the park, mainly just because of the fact that it has great information. Everything from the treat stops to the rides to the various showtime.
One of my favorite things to do every time that we go to the park for a special ticketed event is to make sure that we get our special exclusive Sorcerer Mickey card. You can do that over at the fire station. If you only want the exclusive card, you will just want to see the cast member in the front. If you'd like your Sorcerer Mickey card pack and additionally getting that exclusive one, you'll want to go inside the fire station first and then come out and see that person in the line. They'll mark your wristband that you've received it, and then you'll be able to move on with your party from there.
A lot of people, as you can notice by the throng of people that are clustered down the center part of Main Street, USA right now, is everybody kind of clamors for that iconic castle shot as soon as they walk in through the gates. Personally, one of the things that we did is if you're facing the castle directly off to the right, you'll have the pathway for your first treat stop. We kind of took advantage of this and went on ahead and snagged the cookie, special Mickey cookie that was a sugar cookie with red crystals on it, I believe. And then as you come winding out the treat stop, you'll actually be able to get a couple different other shots of the castle. So you still get the castle shot, you get the treat, and you avoid all the crowds clustering through the center part of Main Street. Win, 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 win. One of the things that we typically do when we first get in the park is we like to ride the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. Gives us a good chance to do some people watching, and usually what we'll do, like in the case of this particular situation, gave the kids an opportunity to eat that first cookie on the night and get a ride in. So it kind of feels like we accomplished something. One of the big drawing parts to the Very Merry Christmas Party is the fact that attraction times typically are a little bit lower depending on what's going on that night with the party and stuff like that. When we first got to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger, when we first passed it, it was a 35-minute wait. As the party started, it went down to about a 5-minute wait. Practically walked on. Just needed the time to walk through the queue. We ended up doing Space Mountain. Me and the princess did that for the first time in about 13 years, so that was kind of cool. That ride wait time was only 20 minutes, when normally when I've gone during the day, it's around 50 minutes.
One of the things you want to keep in mind when you're going through some of the treat spots is that your cast members are going to be able to direct you to the less crowded parts of the line. A lot of people try to cluster up into one section of line, and they'll miss out on getting their treat as quickly as they could have. It helps to listen to the cast members and listen to where they want you to go, because you can grab your treat and move on with the rest of your party quicker. One of the most fun things you can do if you're trying to run off some of that energy with the kids especially is to head over to Club Tinsel. They'll have the opportunity to dance with, let me see, there was a polar bear, there were some elves, and there are some other things that come out throughout the night. Let's talk about my favorite part of the entire party. Some people will tell you that the best part of the party is fireworks, others are going to tell you it's the sweets, but for me it will always be the show over in Tomorrowland. The nice thing about this show is that you have the capability to basically walk right up, and you may be in a smaller crowd, but you're not going to have to do that hour and a half wait that you might have to do in order to stand outside and watch some of those castle shows. The other fun part is that the kids can sit up close. They can see the characters within arm's reach of them. And if you are, dealing with a restless child who doesn't want to stay, it's no big deal to get up and walk off and go do something else because you haven't invested a long wait. Let me share a little bit of footage from one of my favorite shows.
Stitch wanted to help with our big Tomorrowland Christmas party, so we asked him to track down Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Stitch loves Santa Claus. Her Santa Claus.
Mission Stardate 975.1. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride.
Well, not exactly.
Santa make list?
Well, yeah.
Santa wrapped up kids with high badness level?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way.
Santa sounds like big snitch to Stitch.
Oh, Stitch, why would you say that?
Sometimes Stitch at high badness level. There's Stitch not getting any toys.
No, I'm sure Santa would still bring the little
Don't
Santa.
worry, Haley. Stitch understand. Stitch take care of Santa. Bye-bye.
His nose was so shiny. How shiny was it? His nose was so shiny that when he sneezes, you think it's glitter, but it's not.
Character interactions. So, personally, and hashtag full disclosure, this year we did not make character interactions a high priority. We've done that in years past. Last year, we actually managed to peg out Donald Duck and Scrooge McDuck in one shot. So, kind of keep your eyes open, but characters are a big part of any Disney experience, and the Christmas party does offer a lot of unique opportunities to capture those magic moments.
Speaking of Frontierland, one of the great things about Frontierland is that you're able to see the parade from there as well. If you're okay with not having the castle in the background and having the parade come down Main Street, you really can forego a lot of the crowds, and you can have a very comfortable, very fun viewing experience where you're still going to be able to see all the same characters. They're still just as engaged as they were, over in the castle in the Main Street area, but you're going to have a much shorter wait time. You're going to be able to get there a little bit later. You're going to spend less of your party waiting and sitting and holding a spot, essentially. And you can check out some of our footage just to see what it looks like from over in Frontierland.
Another really neat aspect of the Christmas party is the fact that one of the more iconic attractions in the Magic Kingdom, the Jungle Cruise, gets a holiday overlay and magically becomes the Jingle Cruise. Same funny, or dare I say, punny jokes, but they have a holiday twist kind of tied off on them. And honestly, Megan had never been on this show, so we kind of did it like on a whim, but it ended up being, we had a great skipper, and here's some footage from our cruise.
Hands up, wave to all the nice people waiting in line. Bye. Don't be rude. Wave to the naughty ones, too. Santa knows what you did, sir. He always knows. Well, howdy, folks. Welcome aboard the world-famous Jingy Cruise. Jingy? No, that's not right. Jingle Cruise. Oh, that's embarrassing. That was my first Noel. My name's Skipper Allison. I'm your captain for today. I'll also be your present wrapper, your stocking stuffer, your secret Santa. And if you forget to laugh at my jokes, I'll also be your swimming instructor. Keep that in mind.
Alright, one of the most important things that I like to point out, especially to families with younger children, is that while the party may run until midnight, it may not necessarily be in your best interest to stay all the way until midnight. We have found that if you leave around 11:30, you're still going to have a good bit of time in the park to enjoy the party, but you're going to be able to get out and get on the transportation before the larger crowds show up. That last parade and that last, little bit of showtime runs around 11:30, and so a lot of people are still sitting and engaged in that, and you're able to get on the transportation a lot quicker than you might if you leave at midnight.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm not even sure I did that in the right order. But anyway, have you guys been to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? What were the highlights? Any tips that maybe we might have missed? Please leave a comment below. Until next time. Peace.